Hey everyone, hope you're all doing well. If you're watching this video around the time that it's been uploaded, then you've probably been seeing a lot of these on social media. Dadario have released a brand new coated string for acoustic guitars called the XS strings. Now you might be thinking this sounds similar to the XT strings that Dadario released back in 2019. The best way to think of the difference is that the XT strings were coated before they're wound, which gives a much more natural feeling, almost like there's no coating at all, whereas the XS strings are coated after they're wound. To add to this, the XS strings also benefit from NY steel cores. This gives a perceived feeling of higher tension, so they're much more responsive even after months of playing. So I was involved with the beta testing for the XS strings. I actually had the beta set on my guitar from mid-December to mid-March. So for those 3 months I was playing every day, playing heavily, tuning changes every single time I was playing. The tunings would range from E down to C tunings, so there's quite a wide variety of tunings that all the strings were going through. And even after 3 months of playing, the strings still sounded like a brand new set. And because of the NY steel cores, they still felt really responsive. The thing that impressed me the most about these was that even though I had the strings on the guitar for 3 months, I wasn't worried about the strings breaking. So my first experience with coated strings was about 7 or 8 years ago when a luthier put some competitor brand strings on my guitar after a setup. I found the coating really thick and slippery, and after sort of 3 or 4 days of playing, the coating actually started to fray. I found all of this really distracting and it actually made playing really uncomfortable, so that was a negative first impression of coated strings. This impression actually changed when I tried out the XT strings. The way that the strings are coated before they're made actually provided the feel of uncoated strings, which is what I'm used to. However, they lasted for weeks longer than I was expecting. So for me, the XS strings have actually outlived the XT strings. The coating being applied afterwards has actually ensured longer protection of the strings and retains the clarity of brand new strings as well. The coating is somehow strong enough to keep the strings going for months on end, but the coating's not distracting, it's not slippery, and it was only in the last couple of weeks of using the beta set that I noticed the strings were starting to fray around where the pick would be touching the strings around the sound hole. So they went for at least 2.5 months or so without any fraying. So you can see a close-up here of how the strings look on day 1 compared to 3 months down the line. So I've prepared 2 audio clips. The first is from immediately installing the strings, and the second clip is from 3 months down the line. So in these clips I've played various different playing styles with and without a pick or a thumb pick. Hopefully this covers all ground, so let's have a listen. was helpful. I really recommend trying out the excess strings. For me, I wasn't expecting anything to knock uncoated D'Addario phosphor bronze strings off the top, but I think the excess strings might actually be my new go-to. Having strings that sound so clear and feel so responsive even months down the line, it's just one less thing to have to think about when having to change strings before every single gig. I feel pretty confident that I could get like a month or two of gigs out of just one set of excess strings, and hopefully once we can start playing gigs again, I'll be able to put this to the test. Thanks so much for watching, I hope this was helpful. If you try out these strings, leave a comment below and let me know what you think. Thanks so much, and I'll see you in the next one.